disturbing.
Is this the one?
It's a nubbin! A what? It's a nubbin! It's a little nubbin!
So that was an appearance that Stormy Daniels had made on Jimmy Kimmel a few years back, where he had picked out a group of mushrooms and asked Stormy Daniels to pick the one that most closely resembled Donald Trump's genitalia, and you saw what went down there. Why am I mentioning this right now? Well, one of the things that Donald Trump was seeking before the April 15th criminal case being brought by the Manhattan District Attorney that's set for trial is Donald Trump wanted all of the information regarding the recent documentary that was released by NBC, and the documentary they did about Stormy Daniels. Donald Trump tried to subpoena that. It's one of his kind of delay tactics where he last minute kind of subpoena asking for all of the documents relating to the documentary at trial. And then Justice Merchan swiftly rejected it. We have Justice Merchan's order denying Donald Trump's request to subpoena NBC to get all of the information, all of the documents and emails and things relating to the documentary by Stormy Daniels. You know, notably when documentary deals are done like this, and in my past career, I would do these types of documentary deals. You know, oftentimes someone like Stormy Daniels has no control over the final cut. Stormy Daniels would have no control over the release date. That would be entirely subject to the discretion of NBC and their release on their streaming platforms. And Donald Trump had argued that there was collusion between NBC and Stormy Daniels to try to maximize the publicity leading up to the April 15th hush money trial against Donald Trump. But Justice Juan Merchan, whose daughter Donald Trump continuously attacks on social media, even after the gag order, said that Trump's claim about collusion is entirely speculative. Stormy Daniels, based on the declaration submitted by NBC, didn't have final cut, didn't have final say over when it would be released. And Donald Trump's kind of generalized subpoena is not the type of very kind of specific requests for third-party subpoenas relating to a criminal trial that are permitted under New York law. And not only that, even if it were to be permitted, New York law has a special journalistic privilege that creates a presumptive level of confidentiality over information specifically like this. And so NBC would be shielded from having to turn over these documents in connection with the Manhattan District Attorney criminal trial that is scheduled for April 15th. Let's just take a look at Justice Merchan's order for a moment right here. Decision and order on motion to quash defendant's subpoena for a protective order. And the motion to quash here is filed by NBC to quash the subpoena that Donald Trump wanted to send to get all of this information about Stormy Daniels. So here's the order from Merchan. On April 4th, 2023, Trump, the defendant, was arraigned before this court on an indictment, 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree. It's a felony in violation of Penal Law, Section 175. 10. On March 11th, defendant issued a subpoena, ducis tecum. That's a document subpoena, ducis tecum. Subpoena ducis tecum to NBC Universal, seeking all materials related to the documentary film titled Stormy that involves a witness in the instant matter. Stormy Daniels. On March 20th, 2024, NBC filed a motion to quash the subpoena. Defendant responded on March 27th, 2024, and NBCU filed a reply on April 1, 2024. The court goes on to give the analysis and says the court has considered consider defendant's explanation for seeking the court's permission to bring this subpoena. And ultimately, it says that the defendant has not shouldered the heavy burden that's required for this. Now, I just want to point out some of the hypocrisy here by Donald Trump, because, of course, he's been posting on his social media platform that there's nothing at all that he did with Stormy Daniels, right? I mean, here was one of the posts that Donald Trump made. He said, "I did nothing wrong in the horseface case," he said. "I see she showed up in New York today trying to drum up some publicity for herself. I haven't seen or spoken to her since I took a picture with her on a golf course in full golf gear, including a hat, close to 18 years ago. She knows nothing about me other than her con man lawyer Avenatti and convicted liar and felon jailbird Michael Cohen may have schemed up. Never had an affair with her, just another false acquisition by a sleazebag witch hunt." So we get Donald Trump calling the adult film actress who he had sex with for a few seconds, and who she described, you saw at the beginning of the video, calls her horse face over and over again. Here's the photo, by the way, of Trump and Stormy Daniels in 2006. You see them right there together. He wanted to mention that he was wearing a hat. But as I showed you at the outset, Stormy Daniels says the following. Let's play that clip one more time.
Is this the one?
It's a nubbin! What's a nubbin? It's a little nubbin.
So on the one hand, you have Stormy Daniels saying that. And on the other hand, Donald Trump, when he's been going out and giving his stump speech, one of the main things Donald Trump does is he praises the January 6th insurrectionists who he calls hostages. He, instead of playing the national anthem, he plays a song called the J6 anthem. He says the spirit of the J6ers. So he's changed the words of the national anthem. He praises dictators abroad. He attacks our democracy. And then he speaks about the various cases where he attacks the judges and witnesses. And part of his stump speech is to call the porn star who he had sex with a horse face. That's the leader of the Republican Party, everybody.
To bring charges against me for now ancient no affair story of Stormy Horseface Daniels. No attraction. No affair. I call it no affair. Where there's no crime anyway.
And just so you know that, like, okay, Ben, maybe he did it just once. I mean, by the way, really? I mean, calling you that should be disqualifying even if it's once. But he does it all over the place. Like, there's many, many, many moments where Donald Trump has said that at many, many, many of his rallies. I'll just show you another one, like the one where he was in Waco, Texas, where he was commemorating the 30th year anniversary of the Waco siege. Just think about that concept and playing the January 6th anthem, praising the insurrectionists as hostages in Waco, Texas, commemorating the Waco siege. Donald Trump attacking Stormy Daniels in front of that audience. This is, again, the leader of the Republican Party today. Play this clip.
The District Attorney of New York, under the auspices and direction of the Department of Injustice in Washington, D.C., was investigating me for something that is not a crime, not a misdemeanor, not an affair. I never liked Horseface. It's just not. That's a terrible thing. That wouldn't be the one. There is no one. We have a great first lady.
And then, of course, Donald Trump's followers attack Stormy Daniels using that language that Trump uses because they follow what he says. So people attack him, attack her. Stormy Horseface Daniels got put away. And then Stormy Daniels responds, "Tell everyone what kind of porn you Google without telling us." Again, this is what the Republican Party has become. Everyone, yep, family values, right? Family, I mean, just a total freaking mess. And criminal cartel, it looks like, as well. You know, when you look at the analysis of Justice Merchan, it's a fairly simple analysis. For trial subpoena ducis tecum, they got to be specific. They've got to be, and they got to be narrowly tailored Trump just did a generalized one, basically asking for all documents at all related to the documentary. Defendant request seeks all documents that relate to the documentary and one or more of the following topics. I thought you had nothing to do with her, Donald. I thought there was nothing to do with her, huh? But now, oh, you want to see her records, huh? The premiere of the documentary, the release date of the documentary, editing of the documentary, promotion of the documentary, marketing of the documentary. The judge says that's overbroad. And in addition, there's a journalistic privilege here as well. Denied. See you at trial, Donald Trump. April 15th. Be there. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.